If you are looking to buy an S-Class, Toyota has something to say to you. This is a Toyota Vellfire. And in this video, I'm going to take you through all the attributes of this car to answer one simple question. Is this an alternate to the S-Class? Now, Toyota wants to position this as a luxury car. It even gets its own insignia. And then there's the fact that it starts at 1.22 crores. In Toyota's own words, its design is called forceful impact luxury. I mean, look at this front end. There is no better way to say this, it's all grille. I've been driving this since yesterday and everybody turns around to look at this for a second time.
But it's the side profile that really makes you feel its enormous presence. It is 5 meters in length, with 3 of those meters being the wheelbase, and is just about 2 meters in height. And all this chrome ensures you get a good look at the various design elements of the car, not at least these 19-inch dual-tone alloy wheels.
And here at the rear, you can see that there are these converging lines that sort of form the shape of a V. And eventually you can't help but notice that this is a van, the benefits of which really come to fore when you go inside. But before we do that, here's something interesting. Now, usually you expect to put your hand here, press a button to open the boot, which you can. But as you will see throughout this video, Toyota has done things differently, and they've placed a button here to open this boot. And when you do open the boot, you realize that there really is no luggage space. To get some luggage space though, you can fold these third row seats, hang them up here, buckle it here, do the same thing with the other one, and suddenly you have a decent boot space here. And if all this is too much hassle for you, you can simply pull this lever, push this seat forward to reclaim some boot space back. And just in case you're wondering, there is a space saver spare tire under this boot floor. Now, to get inside the Vellfire, all you have to do is either pull this handle or press this button, and this automatic sliding door opens up for you. And I'm going to start by getting into the third row, for which I have to press this button to put the seat fully forward, pull this lever so that I can make the space, step up and climb into the rear of the vehicle. Bring the seat back, use this button to put the seat back in its place as well. None of it is automatic, you have to do it manually on your own. Now that I'm here in the third row, I can tell you that the knee room is fairly generous. And in fact, this seat here is in its most backward position. I can move it forward as well a little bit. The passenger in front would still be comfortable, and I can have even more knee room. Interestingly, if you notice, I press this once and it moves on its grooves and slots. So even if it is an electric seat, it moves in its slots and not like the way we are used to. Interesting. But otherwise, the third row passenger also has some luxuries. For example, this electric sunblind, this sunglass holder, a control for the lights here, a USB Type-C charger. I can recline this seat and I can move this on the rails as well. Not a bad place to be in, to be honest. Now, the second row is where most of the action in this car happens. Most of its owners will probably spend almost all of their time here. And it starts with these Ottoman style seats, where I get a lot of customization to adjust the seat. For example, these extended thigh supports, I can recline this to a near horizontal position. I also get massage, heated and ventilated seats, and electric sunblinds, as well as individual glass roofs.
The roof of this row has buttons to change the ambient lighting colors, open the sliding door, adjust the aircon for each seat individually, and even has space for your sunglasses. You also get these airline business class style tables that can be used to eat or to just work on your laptop or your iPad.
And there's more. I can take my phone, put it in this cubby hole here, and focus on the screens in the car, which starts with these two mobile looking devices, one for each seat, which are meant to control every single thing that I just spoke of earlier. And not just that, there's more. watch this. This pops out this retro looking TV screen in which I can actually connect an HDMI port, play whatever I want, or cast my own phone onto the screen, as well as connect Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and play through these 15 speaker JBL music system. And here's an interesting fact. The passengers in the front can hear something entirely different to what I want to hear as passengers in the back. And we won't be intruded. That's how well the system has been aligned. Now I don't need to do this, but I still will because I know you guys have a curious mind. So this is a 0 to 100 test for a luxury minivan. Traction control is off. Here we go. Now this car is equipped with a 2.5 litre 4-cylinder hybrid engine mated to a eCVT gearbox, and we have done a 0 to 100 in 10.54 seconds, which is not too bad for a minivan of this size. And now I will return back to driving like normal humans, because the sole purpose of this seat is to ensure that the people on the back seats travel in their utmost comfort, and everything in here is tuned very specifically for that. For example, the eCVT gearbox, because it's a CVT, has absolutely no jerks whatsoever. And this car has two driving modes, eco and normal mode, neither of which will give you any major jerk even when you put your foot down. Although you will notice the sound of this car. I want you to just listen to this. Now the throttle pedal in this is extremely sensitive, which means that even the slightest movement of your foot changes the RPM quite dramatically, and hence is this noise of the engine that I'm talking of. Now this noise is a little pronounced quite simply because the engine is actually right beneath the dash in front of me. But having said that, maneuvering this car is extremely easy. It took me just 5 minutes driving in the city yesterday to actually understand how easy it was to maneuver a car 5 meters in length. Toyota does a really good job of ensuring that all their long and big vehicles still feel and drive like a car. Now of course, while I'm speaking on camera and driving, so I'm a little bit attentive, but today in the morning and even last night when I was driving this car, very soon I would find myself in a very comfortable position, somewhat driving like this, which tells me that it was very easy for me to get very comfortable with the car's driving position, the driving dynamics, and everything just fell into hand. And even these U-turns of sorts that I just took is really quite easy to maneuver. It has a slightly larger turning radius than you get out of, let's say, Toyota Innova, but then you expect that because it is a far longer car. Now to make that maneuverability even easier is this large windscreen and these large quarter panels in the front, which give you great visibility. That, along with all the mirrors on the side and the camera, the 360-degree camera, make it easier for you to understand what's really going on around your vehicle. Of course, this is not the sort of car that you would expect to really carve corners very quickly or very dynamically, and it's not. It starts to understeer when you really hit it hard on a corner, starts to body roll a little bit, but I must say I'm still impressed by the way it holds itself even at high speeds. Somewhere about 80 to 90 is what I was trying to do on this ghat, and while it started understeering, the body roll was still under decent control. Higher than that is when it started to get a little scary. And you know that this car is primarily made for the rear seat when you don't even get ambient lighting here in the front.
The 360-degree camera is crisp and clear, making it easy to reverse and also get through any tight spots. You also get a digital cluster with a 14-inch infotainment screen. Since its owners spend their time in the rear, and because a lot of you would be curious how it feels like compared to any typical luxury sedan, I came back to the second row.
Now that I'm in the back, I want to get a little more comfortable finally. I'm going to use what we call the boss mode to move the seat forward, become a little more comfortable, and talk to you about this rear seat and the experience. Now, there are some few key differences between this and a luxury sedan, of course. The seating position itself is different, but at the same time, the Vellfire does extremely well on most counts. This seat is very, very comfortable. It's filled with memory foam inside, and really, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else at this moment. The suspension is very well tuned. On smooth roads, it's extremely pliant, and the ride quality is brilliant, except for on some bad patches of roads where slight amount of bounciness does filter into the cabin. And when pushed hard, it definitely filters through more engine and road noise into the cabin. But really, these are just small things, especially when you get to sit in such luxury and comfort. I've got my massage chair on, I've got the ventilation on. I am the happiest person right now, and I might just ride like this all the way home. Now, coming back to the question that I asked at the top of this video, is this car really an alternate to the S-Class? Throughout this video, you would have noticed us talking about all the brilliant features and comfort that this car is equipped with. But throughout that time, I was constantly feeling that it was missing one small thing, and that is that final bit of finesse. That final bit of finesse which comes from the way the buttons feel when you touch them, the sound that the doors make when you close them, the sounds that the plastics make when you touch them, the kind of integration with the various tech from the front and the rear, and that screen. That is the bit that the Germans do so well that it takes them ahead. But if you are specifically looking to sit in the rear, not bother about the front at all, then I promise you that this is one of the best rear seats in the industry right now. And not to mention, at 1.33 crore, this executive lounge version is a whole 40 lakhs cheaper than the S-Class and 50 lakhs cheaper than the 7 Series. So really, it just boils down to your personal preference. Are you looking to spend that additional money and please all your senses, or save that money and spend all your time in the rear seat? Either way, you will still be a winner. And if you have any questions about the Toyota Vellfire, make sure to drop them in the comments so we can reply to you. And if you enjoyed this video or learned something about the car, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the evoIndia channel for more such videos.